Cat, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. Blue Thai here from Thailand, and Merry Christmas to everyone around the world. Happy Hanukkah, and so for instance, I hope you're doing well. It's approaching about midday here in Thailand, been up for a while. It was a lovely sunny day. Bit strange again, for instance, it's the lead up to Christmas in Thailand, etc. The shops and a lot of places have Christmas decorations and and then the Thais get up in the morning, etc. and the shops are open the same, the banks, everything, just like a normal day in Thailand, etc. Apart from the phalangs where the foreigners go and the hotels, etc. who have got Christmas lunches and doing that, etc. So, for instance, they do Christmas lunches and everything. So yeah, but other than that, it's a normal day, and which is one minute okay, because again, for instance, if you don't want a crazy Christmas, etc. And I remember Christmas in the West, etc. Everything was closed. You couldn't go out to, the bars were closed. Things like. So there was nothing to do, so what's it called, perhaps and sit down and watch TV and eat. I suppose you got to sit down and relax, etc. But to me, for instance, it got a bit boring, especially as a child, etc. It was okay when I was a kid, etc. It was nice, being Christmas presents, you're up at 6 o'clock and everything, and you go down and you have your breakfast, your Christmas breakfast. And when I was a kid, we was Catholics, etc. So we used to go to church. It was going until we got to teenager years, and then we stopped going. And but I used to like it. I used to like going to church as well. It was nice, and you see people, and it was the true meaning of Christmas. And so it was nice. It was then you come back and have a family lunch, etc. It was nice, Christmas dinner, and then watch Queen's speech, etc. And then it was sit down and watch the James Bond movie, or the Wizard of Oz, or whatever. So but it was nice memories, etc. But I thought it got a bit boring because you used to watch these Christmas specials. It was okay again, for instance, but you would kind of look forward to the next day, the Boxing Day, for instance, where you go to football and watch go down to the Etihad, etc. for instance, and watch City, and it was that was great, and for instance, it was more festive and it was more nice. I think you've had enough at staying at home basically after a while. So anyway, so whatever you're doing, hope you're having a really nice time, and hope you have a really successful. I know it's important to relax and see family and friends and just relax and just I think we're kind of used as a nation, as people now, to get going and moving. So it's very difficult for us to relax, etc. Anyway, so whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a lovely Christmas. Anyway, so what should we talk about today? So, for instance, there's always quite something to talk about at Man City. For instance, me, I'm still having a go at the mainstream media. So we're still going on about Arsenal. And they're having a cow. I think typical City Johnny did a YouTube video, for instance, on the rival fans and what their commenters on. Semenko's going to ruin his career. Semenko is, for instance, is going to bench warm. Semenko, for instance, it was a bad mistake, because going to Manchester City, the rival fans just absolutely exploded yesterday. But what was worse, not just the rival fans, it was the mainstream media fans, which again, for instance, constantly talk up Arsenal, talk up Arsenal, and Arsenal, even though they're not playing well, what's the goal that they are, for instance, they're getting the game over the line. They're getting the game over the line. They're getting the job done, as it were, for instance, and nothing to worry about here, nothing to see here. If that was Manchester City, I swear to God, and Erling Haaland stopped scoring for a week or so, for instance, a couple of games or so, a couple of games, etc. He did. But for instance, on Man City's not scoring, it'll be like, oh, Man City feeling the wobbles, not as good as they were a couple of seasons ago, are they? No, oh, Man City, not going up with Arsenal's goal scoring, and then they can talk about Arsenal, for instance, and Arsenal got a few injuries, and when they get injuries, get back, etc. They'll start putting the ball in the back of the net, and because they're playing well, etc. Just not putting the ball in the back of that. Jesus has just come back. They've got Havertz to come back, and I'm sorry, none of these. Jesus was never ever a striker, for instance, at Manchester City, or for instance, he scored goals. He had plenty of opportunities, plenty he missed. And it was the backup to Aguero, etc. Sometimes he had good games, but he missed a lot of games. So he's not a striker. So Arsenal, and he got lucky when he first moved to Arsenal, and he started scoring the goals, etc. But he's not a striker. So again, the mainstream media talking bull. And then you got Havertz. I don't know how many times Havertz has had he scored the odd goal, etc. But then, for instance, you've got to, he has a lot of chances, but he's not going to do a 20. He's not going to be a Phil, but he's not going to put in Phil Foden, definitely not early in the Haaland stats, etc. So it's all right saying, oh well, we now want to get these players back, etc. They'll start scoring goals. Well, they're not actually proper goal scorers. So you brought in Djokovic to do that, and he's not even doing it. For instance, Saka will score, and Rice will score, and again, it's just this kind of like, feel like you're kind of slugging a dead horse here a bit. You're trying to convince me which we're only seeing, and yes, of course, Arsenal not dropping point. Well, they are, apart from without Aston Villa, but it's the warning signs. It's those signs, etc. They lost against Aston Villa last 15 minutes, the 95th minute. They drew against. We'll fight back against some Wolves, and we'll win about 5-0, 6-0, and then for instance, they had to come back from behind, or so they got 1-0 up and 1-1, and then they would just slowly got over the line again, another own goal, and then they played against Everton. Oh well, they'll stop Everton. No, they'll do well against Everton. It's great. They got a penalty, for instance, and then Everton should have had a penalty, for instance, to make it 1-1 at least. So again, but they got over the line just slowly. Okay, but you played against Palace, and they played very, very well. They knocked the ball a bit, and they could have been 6-0 up. Could have, would have, shoulda. Again, didn't. And then, for instance, but they did get a goal, etc. But and an own goal again, and then and Gay scored in that 95th minute and didn't celebrate. And then he was chatting with Arsenal friend, his mates, after the game. So, which is a bit weird. It shows where he's going. And so for instance, media, nothing to wear here, nothing to see here, nothing to see. Arsenal doing very well at the moment, playing very well. But just not getting it. Not playing. They're dominating games. They're dominating possession. Having a load of shots on goal, not scoring. Where have you heard that? That sounds like what a championship team who come into the Premier League, who play well, put out good showing, have a lot of shots on goal, etc. But don't put the ball in the back of the net. And the difference between the Premier League and the elite leagues, etc., is the fact that you have to put the ball in the back of the net. So now you could say to me, well, why? True, it's nothing to worry about. Okay, fine. But let's have a look at something I saw this today, which is on my website, on the thumbnail. The Premier League champions since 2011, right? The lowest conversion rates. These are the people teams who won the conversion race in 2011, who won the lowest goal conversions, right? Leicester City in 2015-2016 had a 15.22% conversion rate. Now, if you remember, Leicester City at the time had a good defence, had Riyad Mahrez, had Jamie Vardy, and blah blah blah. They came up, they were favourites to go down, but they had a fantastic season, and deserved to win the title, etc. For instance, and it was all whoa, and then but they didn't score a lot of goals in any way whatsoever. But for instance, they could defend, and they used to I think they had a very, very low percentage of the ball. But they score, and then for instance defend very, very well and got the ball over the line. But they won the league with a conversion rate of 15.22. Arsenal this season 2025-26 have a conversion rate of 15.47. So not much more than what Leicester had in their trophy win season in 2015-2016. Okay, so Arsenal, of all their great, fantastic side, they can bring on 8 changes. They've got fantastic players. They've got players coming back. They're not scoring. Their conversion rate is 15.47. Manchester City's conversion rate, as it stands right now, is 22.87%. 22.87%. That is a lot more conversion rate than Arsenal. Okay, and but Arsenal got a great defence, Arsenal or whatever. But they're conceding as well. Those goals. And a goal, Aston Villa conceded 2. That's a goal. Wolves conceded 1, etc. But and again, it's conceding a lot of goals, etc. But they are conceding goals, and they're conceding goals also in the 95th minute or whatever it seems to be. And they're getting over the line. That's a goal, but you've got to start scoring goals. So everybody expects them to beat Wolves 6-0, and they struggled to get over the line. But they got over the line. So what's the goal? So that shouldn't be worried. So, but 15.47% conversion rate at the moment, Arsenal. I'm just saying, warning signs are there for Arsenal. And it's just, to me, it's, as a City fan, it just, to me, I smell blood in the water. And that's what I feel. I smell blood in the water for Arsenal. And for instance of what they're doing, etc. But and how they're performing, etc. So and all you're hearing from the media, for instance, is the fact that they're going to get better. They're only going to get better. Yeah. What's it going? They're suddenly going to wake up in the morning and start getting better. Today we're going to start kicking on. Okay, just doesn't, honestly. But it's they're just waiting for players to come back. Man City have got Jeremy Doku out, we've got Rodri out, for instance, so it's not out, but it's in training, etc. We've got 2 guys at AFCON, etc. But we're still winning, putting the goals in the back of the net. I just don't, and again, and we're getting Semenko in. So Rob Jones is going to be the referee for Notts Forest. We can't announce the Semenko deal until January, but it looks like 99% certain. Even though I'm still hearing that Chelsea's still in the deal, Liverpool fans are saying Liverpool are still in the deal. Spurs fans are saying we'll offer him 200. Jason, Jamie O'Hara, we'll offer him £200,000 a week. He'll come. No, he won't. Sorry, but we're Spurs. Again, it's just ridiculous. In this that we were Spursy, and so the mainstream media, what it does was to go to with this sports, southern-based media, they blow up their, keep the pattern on the back of it. They're great, the great football club, we're great, we're great, we're superb. So the fans feel the same way. It is lies. But the fans feel the same way. We're doing really well. So, but the whole thing is just pure lies, and it doesn't feel, for instance, they soak the lies up, suck it up. Well, I was listening to TalkSport today. I was listening to, and they were saying, we were, but it's all lies. And what you're doing is actually setting people up for a fall. And if you go to criticise these teams, no, you can't. No, because of mainstream media said this about my team. No, you can't. Another City thing, Mumbai City FC has been returned back to the. So we're losing one out of the CFG. So he's been returned back to Bollywood. So goodbye Mumbai City. Don't know how well we did with that. The release clause for Antas Semenko. United were pushing for the next Semenko, but he wants to go to a winning club, and my Christ, and at the moment, etc. I think it's a perfect move for Semenko. I think he's going to team up, and again we've got a lot of games, so for instance he'll get plenty of starts. Okay, so Fabrizio, so let's have a look at what the website's saying. Ladies Player of the Month, you've got we've got 3 candidates for the Ladies Player of the Month. Khadija Bunny Shaw, of course, Vivian Niedermeyer, of course, and Caroline. Caroline's only just come back, so I'm not going to have her. It's got to be Bunny. Even though I love Viv, Viv is playing amazing as well, but we've got to go for Bunny because of her 100 goals, and normally I'll vote for Viv. Ryan Ignori, play for Algiers, and the star at the moment, etc. The star at the time, etc. was a certain Riyad Mahrez who scored 2 goals. Still got it. So Ryan ignored played first half hour for Algeria as they began the African Cup of Nations win 3-0 win over Sudan in Morocco. The former City man Riyad Mahrez was the star of with the first 2 goals. First came on the 80th minute with the winger cutting in and curling a familiar finish in from the far post. Yeah, I remember they used to do that many times. Always cut in, boom, back in the net. Very similar Foden-esque, I always thought. Aït-Nouri was the heart of the key moments, and he was fouled on the 39th minute when Sudan player was prompted to show the second yellow card. That left more space for the attacking midfielder, and of course this got 2 goals. So well done to Riyad Mahrez and Ryan Aït-Nouri. So through to the next round, to the next game. So who have they got next? Let me just see. So they have the tournament continues on 28th of December. They played Burkina Faso. 7:30 the UK in Group E. So okay, so we've got so you got Egypt playing South Africa and they're playing Burkina Faso. So a lot of Christmas pictures, a lot of Christmas in the community, Christmas, very, very nice. And but apart from that, so for instance I'm going to leave it there, truth, etc. You know, and I just feel that, for instance, they need more balance in the media, for instance, regarding the how they talk, and you're letting your fans up for a fall. I know you all want to win the leagues, I know whatever. My mate, for instance, again, he's a southerner, but he supports Liverpool, and of course he wants to see another team other than City to win, and so of course, and so he's he wants Arsenal to win, but he's also his family supports Arsenal, so which is understandable, but again it's I just find Arsenal, if Arsenal win, etc., I think their fans are going to be totally and utterly irritating and insufferable. They really are. I remember they're getting 5-1 t-shirts when Man City won when they beat us last season, was at the Emirates, and they were getting t-shirts made up for 5-1, and they were getting Champions League because they winners when they beat Real Madrid, and they were again on TalkSport, etc. For instance, the sports bar, they were ringing up, etc., saying, "Oh, Arsenal have already got one hand on the Champions League trophy," and what another hand on the Premier League trophy. So in their little tiny little minds, they've already won it, and how can you be so disrespectful? And that's now. What were they going to be like, etc., if they do win it? So Man City need because City fans. I got to love City fans, and the reason why I love a lot of City fans is because a lot of City fans are very grounded, and they don't go crazy. They don't jump up and down when they're scoring goals like crazy. You don't listen to them on the media. These when there's goal celebrations, etc. Don't scream down the microphone. Don't rip off the t-shirts and like that, which is so annoying. And then I knew it. Well, if you knew it, etc., what's the point of watching? But so, for instance, a bit more dignified, a bit more gracious, a bit more gentleman, etc. For instance, when Man City score, an OLB likes to shout, but at least he jumps away from the mic, so he doesn't scream down the mic. And where a lot of these fans, etc., from these southern-based clubs, etc., or the rags, or scream, down the phone, etc., from wearing earphones, my Christ. But yeah, it's got to be a bit more decorum, etc., a bit more show of respect. And respect and that's what I need the mainstream media to do. Show respect to Manchester City. Stop talking about, this is Man City of old. It's not Man City of old. This is and also I worry about Man City's defence. Again, it's just the same old crap. It's like you're not watching Manchester City. You just listen to the last show, for instance, where the guy mentioned about Man City's defence because we conceded 4 goals against Fulham and 2 goals against Leeds. Ooh, the mere fact I was the last game since Fulham game, etc. We've only conceded 1, and that was at the Bernabeu. But but again, Man City's not. I'm not the one of old. They're not the same. They're not saying this. Pep's looks tired. It's just constant, deep. Why Man City won't win the league this season? And I have every confidence that Man City will, and everything I do, and everything what's happening at the moment, etc. with City, and what we're doing on the pitch, and what we're doing off the pitch, for instance, is just pointing towards that. With the men and the ladies, I can't see anything different. To tell you the truth, really, I can't. And again, football, you never know. Got Forest coming up, not going to be easy, going to be tricky. But I'm sure we can get it over the line. I'm sure of it. And I'll do a Forest thing soon. What's it called, a preview. Got the players are coming in for their weigh-in today, so I believe. But they're not going to be fatties. Believe me, they're not going to be fatties after a couple of days. But we'll see how that goes. And and probably the food they eat, etc. They've probably got professional chefs cooking their food, etc. There'll be no gristle, there'll be no little, in turkey sandwiches. I don't think there'll be that. So, no, I think they'll enjoy themselves a little bit, etc. Maybe a couple of glasses of wine, but I don't think they'll go crazy. Not like the England cricket team. Anyway, but other than that, I'll bid you good day, Merry Christmas from wherever you are watching this video. And again, come to Thailand, stay safe, be smart, wear a helmet if you're riding on a motorbike, and look after yourselves. And stay safe. It's a crazy world at the moment. It really is. So it's always one thing I love about the Christmas is the peace and the tranquil. Shown, and the love. For this time of the year, and it's so nice to see families and all dressed up, and for instance the kids smiling, etc. And that's the way you want the world to be. Anyway, guys, gonna love you and leave you. True Blue time for Thailand. Speak to you tomorrow.